Make a Path presents Let's Talk. Alright guys, I thought this was a good episode. I could have watched Saul going from client or potential client to potential client. I absolutely love the dialogue through each client he went through. You see the frustration build in him. You see the hope just get shattered with each person, you know? And it has humor, it has wit. The dialogue is great. I mean, the characters are fresh. I absolutely love that. And this episode, to be honest with you, it really does take a different direction than I thought it would. There's a faded criminal element now. It's like that criminal element faded away. It's like they set up something I thought I was going to see, and this episode just came out of nowhere. At least that's how I feel. And I'm not complaining. Because like I said, I loved it. I loved the environment, I loved the people, and I thought together it was a good episode. Now backing that up to Saul's brother, we finally got answers. However, got more questions. Let's talk. Better Call Saul, Season 1, Episode 5. Last episode, we had a funny scene with his brother going outside to steal his neighbor's newspaper. In this episode, we see the ramifications of him doing that. He goes to the hospital, and basically, the doctor pulls his card, pulls his bluff, and he shows Saul. I was thinking that this is the first time that Saul realized it's not an actual physical illness, but I got the feeling that somewhere deep in the back of his mind, I just got a feeling that he knew. Because he gave this look like, damn, I didn't want to confront the truth, but here it is, that is the truth. And a lot of us fans were wondering what the hell was going on with his brother. The shit is all in his head, and I like how the writing does that, where it shines a light on question, or it answers questions we had. What's going on with his brother? What's going on with the spacesuit? You know? In answering those questions, it still opened up more questions. Because now we're not looking at what actual physical illness he has. We're looking at what caused his mental breakdown. Was it Slippin' Jimmy? I'm not sure what kind of issues he would have mentally to break him down to create this idea that he's allergic to electronics. You know, it's just absolutely... It is as ridiculous as that dude with the toilet, the talking toilet. I tell you what, I did not laugh at that scene until after, when Saul was making fun of it. Because I didn't want to laugh and miss something. I was like, who the hell would even think about that? As far as a writer, too. That is some disturbing shit. Literally. But earlier in the episode, Kim plants the idea of elder care, or, damn it, what was it? Not elder care. I don't know, getting into elder law, doing wills and stuff like that. And by the end, and that was the setup. By the end of the episode, we did see Saul go to a nursing home. He's got these little cups made up with advertising, which was funny. I don't know what's going to come out of doing just the wills for old people, but I'm very interested in that because I am getting a really strong feeling that is the setup to send him in a direction that's gonna, I don't want to say criminal element, but it feels like it's going to lead there in some way, which also makes me interested in what the hell they're going to do with Nacho now. Unless I am totally wrong and he's not going to go into a criminal element with the elder care. And I'm not just talking about, you know, drug dealers and gangbangers. I'm also talking about some swindlers, con men. You know, I'm talking about maybe some old pro con man. And I don't know how that would go down. Or maybe this is just something to show that Saul is putting in his work to try to succeed. And then we see that Mike and Saul's relationship it's not as volatile as it was before. Before, Mike was just like, get out of here, you dirtbag, go get more stamps, you know? But what's interesting is we saw Mike finish his job, go out to eat, do some spying on that girl, go home. Then we get the interesting knock on his door with the cops there, and it didn't look like a normal raid. They weren't busting in his door, guns drawn. They were just going there to scoop him up. At least I got that impression. If they were only going there to talk to him, they wouldn't have so many cops. But my question to you guys, and leave your opinions in the comments down below, do you think that Mike has already got his roots in deep with the criminal element by now? Or do you think we're going to get an origin story for how Mike got with Gus? I think it's possible that we do get an origin story for how Mike got with Gus, but part of me still believes that Mike already has his hands dirty with the criminal element. I don't believe he's just this old retired cop who works in a toll booth, you know? And that very well might be the case. But since this timeline is so close to Breaking Bad, I just find it hard to believe. And maybe I'm setting myself up for failure in not being able to believe this right now. Because if it comes true later on, this is something that is going to be a hard pill to swallow. Unless it's done reasonably well. I just find it hard to believe that Mike would go from what he is now, seemingly, to being who he was in the Breaking Bad timeline in just a matter of a couple years. Because I believe this is only a couple years before, the Breaking Bad's timeline. Maybe 3 or 4 years, maybe even less. Maybe it's only 2 years. So leave your opinions in the comments below. You have my opinion. I think Mike already has some roots planted. You know what I mean? He's already got his hands dirty. He already knows probably a decent portion of people. But I'm curious to see what you guys think. Leave your opinions in the comments below on that and your predictions for the next episode. I'm done talking. It's your turn.
Subscribe now.